Following Kano's directions, Stanley drove toward the crime syndicate's hangout. There was a good chance that this was where Maria was being held. Traffic was practically non-existent and they made good time. They cruised down Mazuzaka, then passed the train station toward Dokinzaka. All the while, the two men stared out the windshield, neither inclined to make conversation. They arrived at the Shinsencho intersection. Take a right here, Kano said. You nervous? Stanley asked as he made the turn. His own tone was calm and level. Kano gave no reply. If the syndicate really was holding Maria hostage up ahead, he and Stanley might wind up putting her in danger by showing up there. When it came down to it, Kano wondered, could he count on the man next to him taking the hostage's safety into account? He doubted it, but there was nothing he could do about that now. They arrived at the syndicate's hangout sooner than Kano had anticipated. It was a multi-tenant building in Tomigaya, southwest of Yoyogi Park. The ratty building looked like it might come crashing down any minute. The Black Lodge sign out front looked deliberately ominous. Kano knew the place was a bar frequented by expats from various countries as well as a hotbed of criminal activity. I'll take point, Stanley said. You back me up. He pulled a handgun from his suit pocket. It was a compact Glock, a model frequently used by the FBI or CIA. Glock 17, a semi-automatic pistol developed in Austria for police and military use. Notable for its incorporation of large amounts of polymer plastic in its design. Certain Hollywood film included a line of dialogue claiming that the Glock would not show up on airport X-ray machines. Since the gun barrel itself was made of metal, this is assuredly not true. Federal Bureau of Investigation, American Investigative Bureau established by the U.S. Department of Justice in 1908. Has authority in matters involving crimes that cross state lines as well as threats to public order such as espionage and terrorism. Generally speaking, the FBI conducts its activities within the United States. Central Intelligence Agency, one of the principal agencies of the U.S. intelligence community reporting to the Director of National Intelligence, possessing considerable budgetary resources and a vast network of highly trained personnel. The CIA carries out intelligence gathering and covert operations primarily overseas. In recent years, the organization has been devoting major efforts to counterterrorism. Kano drew his own gun and the two cautiously made their way inside. They immediately heard some sort of ruckus from beyond a wooden door at the far end of the hall. Please don't let this be what I think it is, Kano thought to himself. Sweat beaded on his hands as he gripped his gun tighter. He heard the sound of glass shattering, and came the sound of something heavy falling to the floor. Maria! Ignoring Stanley's previous order, Kano rushed ahead, kicked down the door, and stepped inside. He rocked right into a massacre. There were nearly a dozen bodies sprawled out across the floor. He thought he recognized them all, the men who'd participated in the repeated Attache case handoffs. Each appeared to have been stabbed to death. Are these guys all turned on each other? No, that couldn't have been the case. None of the victims was holding a knife, which meant that whoever had killed them must still be hiding nearby. No sooner had Kano come to this conclusion than he heard a muffled cry behind him. Stanley? The American was sprawled on the floor, face down. Kano rushed over and knelt beside him. Stanley was dead? Stabbed to the back? Wow. Without an instant's hesitation, Kano stood up again, gun at the ready. He scanned his surroundings, but there was no sign of the killer. But that was impossible. Stanley had been killed mere moments ago. Someone had to be here somewhere. Out of nowhere, he felt someone press the tip of a knife into his neck from behind, right at the base of his skull. How? He hadn't noticed anyone coming up on him. There wasn't even anyone else around. Nobody but the corpses scattered across the floor. Wait. The corpses. Kano hadn't checked them. Hadn't checked to make sure they were all really dead. With his last thought, he realized that had been his fatal mistake. Bad end. Number 25. I thought they were dead. I didn't even get a choice. Alas, there's nothing to be done for poor Kano now. He wasn't prepared for whoever is wielding that knife. Sometimes it's best not to rush things. Kano and Stanley might not have had their run-in with the killer if they turned up a bit later. There's someone who can cause a traffic jam at 1310. We should keep these two from meeting such a grisly end. Okay, so I need to be somebody else. That was fast. One down. 7 to go. Oh, Jesus.